Yeah, so I mean that's a big part of why and how I was looking to approach internationalization. I started small, like I said, trying to open bank accounts overseas. I had probably 3 over the years, not very many, because it got hard. I'll tell you. But I've had bank accounts in Serbia, bank accounts in Russia. I had a business bank account in the Emirates. I don't think that's open anymore. But now of course I bank in Panama as well. So that's the first step, and then second step is we're looking for alternative assets, right? Alternative value.
Yes.
And that.
If you've got the ability to have an alternative asset that protects you,
sure,
and saves you from inflation, and doesn't and keeps you private,
yes,
and keeps you away from these controls legally, why not take advantage of it?
Yeah. And gold and silver ownership, it's legal in Panama, legal in the U.S. And I've bought and sold in both countries and had them delivered in both countries. I just like having a private source of value, of assets. I don't.
Yeah, imagine if they actually implement the digital currency that they're trying to do. Imagine how they can control your life after that.
Yeah.
And talk about being anti-fragile. What happens to you?
And I know both of us have had very personal experiences with banks actually destroying your wealth. I mean, so for me, it wasn't as dramatic as yours, but mine was simply growing up in the midst of the Great Recession, right, in 2008, and seeing people lose homes, and I was in college at the time. I had just entered college, and I had considered putting my college fund in the stock market, and was warned off by my father, thankfully. And in a matter of weeks or a couple months, I think, from me thinking about it and wisely following my father's advice, not doing it, the stock market just totally crashed. I would have lost everything. I would have never been able to go to college.
Third-party liability, having your money invested in. Obviously, you can invest in stocks and you can get rich in stocks, but understand what you're doing.
Sure.
You put your money in a stock. You are now you put it in the hands of multiple third parties.
Yes.
Derivatives. The same with the bank. You put your money in a bank.
Yeah.
That bank has derivative actions. That bank has liabilities that you are going to be responsible for. That the laws of the United States and of Europe have been rewritten to protect them, so that when they have to take, they will take.
Yep.
So if a bank has to take your money, it's going to do it legally. If you don't understand that, you're just going to have a terrible disaster waiting for you, and you're not going to understand what happened to you.
Yeah, so seeing a lot of that, it really ingrained in me the importance of having your own little nest egg, right? It's not something that I don't put 100% of my portfolio in precious metals or overseas, but a fair portion of it for me to be comfortable, right, and to feel safe. So it's really as simple as that. It's just risk mitigation. I mean, that's what I do as a lawyer, right? That's what you do.
If you have gold in your possession, not someone else's possession, you've got your wealth in your hands. No one else takes it. No one else invests it. No one else can do anything with it.
Yeah.
And you've got the ability to then turn it into cash when you need to.
Yep.
And invest. But you have it safe. You have concrete wealth.
Yeah.
That is not dissolving with inflation. People don't realize that $1 million in cash under your mattress is constantly losing 30% every day, because that's the real rate of inflation.
Yeah.
30%. So by the time you've gone 2 years, you've just lost your money. But if you've got gold keeps going up in price because, and it won't go up all the time, but gold against the currencies will always be stronger, because gold does not have that liability.
Yeah.
And you don't have central banks reprinting gold. But what you do have is central banks buying gold right now like crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of them. And a lot of it's interesting to see which countries too. Russia and China are the number one.
Yeah, well, but also the central banks of Europe they have been loading up on gold now, which is one reason why gold keeps going up.
Yeah.
Because the people that are responsible for creating the problems with the inflation are now they're hedging their bets by buying more gold.
They're looking for the parachute, right?
Exactly.
Without telling anybody.
And the public doesn't understand. The public doesn't realize that at any moment, the banking system can be shut. The banking, I mean, even we talked about this. Even Bitcoin has problems, and I believe in the technology of Bitcoin. I believe in the blockchain because it's a very useful tool.
Yep.
But there are problems with it.
Yeah, there are. I mean, I'm a big fan of that. Like you said, the technology and the future of it. But Bitcoin's quite curious. I don't know how far we want to go down the rabbit hole.
But it does seem to me that it's too easy to fall into a trap.
Yes. Yeah.
And I like to believe, what has been created out of thin air is still thin air.
Yeah, it can disappear in thin air, right?
Yeah, stocks can disappear overnight.
Yeah.
You can have enormous. Nvidia can go from the most important company in the world to all of a sudden losing 400 points or whatever it does.
Yeah.
That can happen overnight.
Yeah.
But gold,
just by a regulatory letter.
exactly, or a subpoena.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Gold is gold. It's been there for 5,000-6,000 years, and for civilization.
Yeah.
And it has withstood the value test for 6,000 years.
Yeah, and there are guys. Mike Maloney comes to mind of
Yes.
Gold Silver.
Yeah.
He does some fantastic charts.
Absolutely.
And metrics showing the stability of gold over time. Showing the economic data. I mean, he's just.
He's a fabulous teacher, and what he's done. What he's done with the videos on the hidden secrets of money.
Yes.
I highly recommend everyone watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. And even in his new stuff too. I mean, he always updates his charts. I love watching because you can see the bubble behavior. Even compared against fiat currency, it's crazy, right? But then if you compare it against the price of gold, he can show all of that.
Right.
It's really, really fascinating. But anyway, that's a whole different level.
But you've got